Hello people and welcome back to News Review. For the next week we have the JoJo collab, which brings me back to a community that I thought I escaped from long ago. JoJo fans, if you're a new or returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It'll help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. This is going to be a long one just due to the sheer amount of new cards, so open up the patch notes link in the description if you want to follow along. Before we start, I just want to let you know about the event website for JoJo that I have linked in the description. Just put your email in the first field, then click the large button. You'll receive an email with a code and a link to the redemption website that will open when the collab arrives. Aside from that, some important reminders. A couple things are ending at the end of the calendar year on December 31st. First off is the red and blue Asteria seal, so if you have remaining currency in there, use it. The Asteria will not transfer over to the next year. There will be another set of currency and seals. The other thing is the bingo missions. There will be a new set of bingo missions next year, so complete the ones you can while you still can. Additionally, I'm trying a new thing where I buy a guild stage for every 10 subscribers I hit, which will give you a diamond if it's your first time clearing it. Thanks for 380 subscribers, and the next milestone will be at 390 subscribers, so subscribe and also join the guild, code in the description if you want to participate in that. I'll also be announcing when I do that on my Discord server, so hop in there if you want to be updated as well. Alright, let's get right into the new content. As always, there will be a new seal, and there are going to be 3 jackpots this time. First off, we have the Dark Human Jotaro Kujo. For his leader skill, he can have Human, Golden Spirit, or Dark members. Team attack times 11, HP and recovery times 2, Golden Spirit members stats times 2 additionally. By dissolving runestones of the members' attributes, team attack times 6 additionally. The HP for his team can actually get to pretty ridiculous levels since the multiplier is quite high. It's just times 4 on leader skill alone, and there are also other team skills that raise that even further. For his team skill, extend rune's movement time regardlessly by 5 seconds, ignore sticky and burning. All runestones also possess the effect of all runestones for each golden spirit member present in the team. Combo count +4 to the max +12. By triggering the character runestone of a golden spirit member, that member enters a hyper state for 1 round. By dissolving runestones of the members' attributes in the team, team attack times 4, and damage ignores equal combo shield and puzzle shield. By dissolving a character runestone, at the end of the round, explode all runestones, generate enchanted runestones of the corresponding member's attribute in each column below a golden spirit member. So if your whole team is collab members, or golden spirit members rather, then your whole board will be essentially like 6 columns. By dissolving 15 or more dark runestones in the first batch, the first damage received in the round will be lowered to 0. This is super damage reduction, but it's only applicable for the first damage that the enemy deals to you. And I mean, the 15 dark is kind of a rather like high requirement, because basically you either need to have the fixed board or you have to convert 15 dark runestones, which typically isn't like that good of an idea. Some other team skills I didn't write out. When there are 3 or more of Jotaro Kujo, Polnareff, Avdol, Kakoin, Egi, or Joseph Joestar in the team, just 3 of them, all their stats will be multiplied by 1.5, giving you like that insane HP I was talking about earlier. Also, when there are 3 or more Joestar family bloodline members in the team, all of them skill CDs -2 after entering a stage, and skill CDs -2 just permanently as well. The actives for this collab will be a bit special for characters that have stands. Basically, they have a bonus effect when they trigger their active for the first time and enter stand mode. So for example, Jotaro has this pre-stand active, it's CD 8. For his first active, enter stand mode, CD -8, and inactivate all enemies for 3 rounds. This actually goes in the top left, so it's not a stat on the enemy. It's a stat on the top left, which basically works the same as delaying an enemy with your craft for 3 rounds. For his second active is CD 5, explode frozen and petrified runestones in columns below the banner cards. Explode frozen and petrified runestones in the columns below golden spirit members. Turn runestones of the enemy's attribute and heart into enchanted dark. If dark runestones are converted, turn them into human enchanted dark runestones instead. And for 1 round, according to the number of runestones converted, combo count increases to the max +5. When he does enter stand mode, he'll be able to activate his active once again because of the CD -8 right here. For his post-stand active, he once again has 2 actives. These are basically stronger versions of the pre-stand actives. For the first active, for 3 rounds, you get +2 seconds boost movement time. The character's damage ignores initial shield and corruption. Non-golden spirit members launch no attack, and the character launches 3 extra dark attacks as much as 30% of its attack. This is the only human card that can ignore corruption, since there is no sealed boss that is human, and therefore no nucleus that can be equipped on a human. For its second active, it's still CD5. Explode frozen, petrified, condensed runestones in the columns below golden spirit members. Deal a dark damage of 300 million to all enemies regardless of defense and enchanted runestone shield. And convert heart and runestones of the enemy's attribute into enchanted dark human runestones. According to the number of runestones turned, combo count increases to the max +8. Alrighty. This, I think, like, this is an okay leader. Nothing, like, truly that unique about him. Especially with the, like, absolute flood of dark human leaders recently with, of course, Jojo. And then Kirito. And then now Jotaro. Like, if you just want to clear achievements, you have plenty of choice. That's why I'm still on the fence about whether to pull for this guy, the full 175, because there is nothing special apart from that. Yeah, his HP is very high, but I suppose, like, you know, we'll have to wait for more cards to come up, because there are some free cards that apparently do work with him in particular in the future. Moving on to the first sub-jackpot, Jonathan Joestar. This is a light human. His team can have human, golden spirit, or light members. Team attack times 9, HP and recovery times 1.6. Golden spirit members, HP and attack and recovery times 2 additionally, and they launch 1 extra light attack as much as 50% of its attack by dissolving 5 or more heart or light in total. Team attack times 4 additionally, and Jonathan Joestar skill CD -1, so his active will be up like quite a lot. For his team skill, he gets 3 seconds of it regardless runestone movement time. Ignore burning. All runestones have 150% effect of runestones of the golden spirit members attributes in the team, as well as heart runestones. When your HP is full, you get willpower effect upon receiving damage from the enemy's attacks. Joestar family bloodline members skill CDs -1. Before you start your runestone movement, if your HP is not full, combo count +8, and lower the HP, the higher team attack to the max times 10. Clear the negative state of frozen and petrified touch while moving, and turn them into enchanted human runestones. And golden spirit members damage will be dealt regardless of fixed combo shield. Lastly, when there is Jonathan Joestar and Will Azapelli, this is a card that I will go over later. Both of their stats will be multiplied by 1.5. The low HP gimmick works okay in theory. It has been done many times before. You know, if you remember, like, you know, Pollux from like way back in the day. And there's like more examples. I think the most recent one is probably Gintoki, the evolved version. So much willpower ignoring nowadays, and other enemy skills that damage you without hitting you directly. I foresee this being a bit of a pain to play with if you want to have him just at like 1 HP all the time. Which, I mean, will happen with Will Azapelli. I will go over why that is later. For his active, I apologize on behalf of Madhead for the amount of text on the screen. This is because they've done the 4 choose 1 kind of active again. So you choose out of 4 effects. For the first one, turquoise blue overdrive, turn the bottom row into enchanted water. After dissolving runestones, the first batch of sky drop will be water. Clear the negative state of electrified runestones touch while moving. The character attack times 8, and the character attack will be altered into water. And at the end of the round, the character skill CD -2. Scarlet Overdrive is basically the same thing. Replace water with fire. You ignore burning. The character attack will be altered into fire. Once again, just the same thing. Life Magnetism Overdrive, same thing, except for Earth. You ignore sticky instead. And Sunlight Yellow Overdrive is, I guess, the unique one. Turn all runestones into enchanted fire and enchanted light of fixed numbers and fixed positions. This is a fixed board. The character's damage will be dealt regardless of duet, trio, quartet, and quintet elemental shield. The character attack times 10 and launches 5 extra attacks of each specified attribute. Non-golden spirit members launch no attacks if leader is a golden spirit member or light human. Damage speed from scorching areas -100%. This is the first light human to ignore scorching areas, so it has that going for it. For the other subjackpot, we have Joseph Joestar, an Earth human. Unfortunately, not very exciting in terms of skills for other teams, that is. When the team has only humans, Golden Spirit, or Earth members, team attack times 9, HP and recovery times 1.6. Golden Spirit members, HP attack and recovery times 2 additionally. By dissolving missions of the enemy's attributes, there is a 50% chance that the first attack of each enemy of that attributes will be dodged in that round. By dissolving 9 or more water, fire, earth in total, team attack times 4. Dodging is a bit of a weird mechanic. In this case, it adds up to 100%. It does not multiply. You don't get like some weird kind of calculation there. If you have Joseph Joestar on both sides, that does add up to a 100% dodge chance, if you were wondering. For his team skill, you get 3 seconds of regardless movement time. Ignore sticky. Everything has 150% effective water, fire, and earth runestones. Attack bonus plus 50% for combos made. Water, fire, and earth runestones can be dissolved by aligning 2 or more of them in the first batch. At the beginning of the stage and at the end of each round, turn 8 runestones and fixed positions into enchanted human runestones. Water, fire, and earth of fixed numbers and fixed positions. This is on the 4 corners each. You'll end up with 4 earth, 2 water, and 2 fire. After dissolving runestones, Joseph Joestar, Caesar, Antonio, Pelli, and Lisa each launches 1 extra attack of each specified attribute, water, fire, and earth, as much as 2 times its attack, and ignore duet, trio, quartet, and quintet elemental shield. By dissolving water, fire, and earth runestones, you ignore anti-runestone shield. Joseph Joestar and Caesar Antonio Zappelli also have a team skill where their stats get multiplied by 1.5 when they're in the team. And when Joseph Joestar is equipped with Caesar's headband, he launches 1 extra water attack each round. Moving on to his actives, he has 2 actives. For the first one, it's CD8. Petrify all enemies for 1 round to inactivate them. If the enemies are demons, inactivate them for 2 rounds instead. For 2 rounds, team attack times 2. The character attack will be altered to the light, and at the end of each round, Golden Spirit members skill CD is -1. He is the second ever Earth human to petrify, but the first is Duncan. So there's not much competition since you can get Duncan whenever. For his second active, it is CD7. For 2 rounds, Golden Spirit members' attack damage will be dealt regardless of a green-red vortex. Different weapon icons will appear at the 4 corners by ending the last runestone movement in different weapon positions. Dissolving runestones is necessary. The skill stays in play, and different effects will be granted. You either give Golden Spirit members attack times 2, launch 10 fire attacks to enemies before attacks, get 70% damage reduction, or the character launches 1 extra light after attack as much as 1.5 times team attack to all enemies. This skill will stay in play whenever you end your runestone movement in those positions. This is the first ever card to ignore green-red vortex as an active, although it's only for Golden Spirit members, so I don't know how useful it's going to be in other teams. I do need to do some testing on whether that after attack still counts for your whole team's damage if you're ignoring like green-red vortex, so that will be something to test. Moving on to the small prizes, we have Robert E.O. Speedwagon, also an Earth human, also very disappointing. CD6 for 2 rounds, Golden Spirit members damage will be regardless of equal combo shield, and the more coins are obtained, the higher the attack of Golden Spirit members increases. The max time 2.5 for 30k coins. No one's really paying attention to coins. I assume this is a thematic kind of thing, but really he's here to ignore equal combo shield, which I mean is fine. It's just your token small prize that like isn't really that good. Next up is the water human Caesar Antonio Zappelli. This did have a team skill with Joseph Joestar, earlier the Earth human. This active is CD7. Feel the negative state of frozen runestones and bubbly runestones. Turn 15 runestones as fixed positions into water human runestones. This is an alternating checkerboard pattern. If leader is Joseph Joestar, turn all runestones into enchanted human, water, fire, and earth fixed numbers and fixed positions instead. This will still be a checkerboard pattern because of this next point. 4 and round water, fire, and earth runestones have the effect of all runestones, and they can be resolved singly or in groups of 2 or more. In the first batch, Golden Spirit members attack times 2 and ignore anti-runestone shield and runestone combo nullifying. I don't know why they put anti-runestone shield on here, because Joseph Joestar already ignores anti-runestone shield in his team skill. So that's a bit of like points off for this card, especially because it's meant to be, you know, a staple in that team. So anyway, next up is the Earth Human Noriaki Kakyoin in Hierophant Green, CD6. This is once again one of those cards that have stands. For pre-stand active, enter stand mode, Earth and Heart fixed board. This board is 14 Earth runestones and 16 Heart runestones. CD6 for one round the character attack times 1.5, and for his post-stand active, he unlocks Golden Spirit cards and Earth members, launch 20 Earth attacks on all enemies, and explodes the board to generate enchanted version of the fixed board. Once again, the 14 Earth and 16 Heart. For one round, ignore Smog, the character attack times 4, and if the leader is a Golden Spirit member, at the end of the round, explodes all runes to generate that fixed board once again. This is the second ever Earth card to ignore Smog, although that kind of skill is not really that important because you can get around it with like either just spinning or even Time Tunnel. Next up is Jean-Pierre Polnareff and Silver Chariot. This is a water human, CD6. Pre-stand, he enters stand mode, of course. Restore Cracked. This is a rare Cracked restoration card with no conditions. Tap 1 runestone to turn that type of runestones into water runestones. Character skill CD -6, and for one of the character's attack times 1.5. For his post-stand active, choose 2 types of runestones, explode them and generate water. Launch 15 extra water attacks, and they will be quintet attacks instead if the leader is a Golden Spirit member. Second last, we have the Fire Human Muhammad Abdul and Magician's Red, active CD6, pre-stand, enter stand mode, ignite enemies for... Enter stand mode, the character will see -7, turn 10 runestones at fixed position into fire runestones, ignite all enemies for 1 round to alter their attributes into fire and activate them. 1 round the character attack times 1.5. For his post-stand active, ignite enemies for, this is CD7 instead of CD6, ignite enemies for 1 round. Tap 3 runestones to turn them and the adjacent runestones into enchanted runestones of Fire Dark Fire, so basically you get 3 crosses. Golden Spirit and Fire members ignore Quintet Elemental Shield, and if leader is a Golden Spirit member, effects of the Ignition and of the ignoring Quintet Elemental Shield will stay in play for 2 rounds instead. This is a pretty good card for a triple cross-shaped shield, just having your conversion. This is a small price, so, you know, I think that's pretty good. And lastly, we have Iggy and the Fool, a light beast card, CD6. Pre-stand, they enter stand mode, tap 3 columns to explode them and generate runestones of the corresponding member's attribute in each column. Every time a column below a Golden Spirit member is tapped, the corresponding member enters or stays in a hyper state for 1 round. The character's skill CD -6, and for one of the character times 1.5. Post-stand, tap 3 runestones to explode them and generate enchanted runestones of the corresponding member's attribute and race in each column. Every time a column below a Golden Spirit member is tapped, the corresponding member enters or stays in a hyper state for 1 round. For 1 round, Golden Spirit and Light members ignore fixed combo shield. If leader is a Golden Spirit member, that effect stays in play for 2 rounds instead. Okay, that is all for the Diamond Seal series. That was insane. The Diamond Seal series will have its own skill material that you can buy in the shop and also fight in the black hole as usual. Moving on to the free cards, we have a new ultimate card, Dio, a dark demon. He does have a leader skill, but more villains have to show up to probably make him good. I'll just skip over it for now because, like, I really don't think you're using him for a leader unless he turns out to be surprisingly good, in which case I'll eat my words. For his active is CD6, full board conversion into 6 attributed runestones of each type respectively. So you'll have no heart. Freeze all enemies for 1 round to alter the attributes into water and inactivate them. For 1 round, demons damage up to humans and demon enemies ×3 additionally. And vampire members ignore puzzle shield. Vampire members, I assume, will be the villains. This is surprisingly the 4th ever card to freeze within both Dark and Demon, respectively, but the 1st ever Dark Demon to freeze. This is not horrible, but kind of restrictive on his own series because only Vampire members can ignore Puzzle Shield. He also gets his own exclusive Dragonware. He does have 2 seconds on the Dragonware skill, which is pretty special, I suppose. Because I think historically all the regular Dragonware has been like 1 second. I mean, obviously the nucleus from was it Yogg-Saron? No, Yogg-Sagoth. Yogg-Sagoth gives 8 seconds, of course, with her nucleus Dragonware. Moving on, we have a free seal and event currency. You can get JoJo coins to draw on the free seal, the Golden Spirit drawing machine. There will be Lisa and Erina in this seal. Lisa is going to be covered in the future. Right now we have Erina, a light human. If you use the event website, you actually get a copy of this card for free. For its activity CD7, clear all additional effects in play, restore the board for 1 round upon skill activation at the end of each round for low cover HP. Jonathan Joestar and Joseph Joestar attack times 2.5, and at the end of the round, their skill CDs -3. This is the 2nd ever light human to stat clear, not including like the collector's deck card, after Sensui from all those years ago. If light human become good again, this will be probably a useful card. I remember the pain of not having Sensui, a long time ago when I tried to play like Arthur or, and other light human leaders. Anyway, get this card. This light human stat clears are apparently very rare and few and far between. Alright, the Diamond Seal series obviously also has its own exclusive Dragonware. These are fine. They give you like basically the expected kind of things. 1 second movement time by dissolving, whatever types of runestones. The characters gets like a lot of extra attack. For their craft skills, they kind of suck. So like don't really count on using them. I'm not going to go over every single one of these. You can take a look if you want. A challenge card, Will A. Zappelli. This is the Jonathan Joestar staple I was talking about earlier. This is a water human card, CD6. It's a stat booster. Deduct its own attack to 0 at 2.5 times the deducted attack into Jonathan Joestar. 50% of attack damage dealt to an enemy will be diffused to other enemies. Jonathan Joestar ignores initial shield. If leader is Jonathan Joestar, upon skill activation, team recovery becomes 0. So this is how Jonathan Joestar will stay at 1 HP if you want it to. This skill can be deactivated at any time. Upon deactivation, restore all runestones to normal state and turn the outermost 18 runestones into water runestones. I find it kind of like not good that this card doesn't actually restore your HP upon deactivation, because then you're stuck at 1 HP. Because that would be why you want to deactivate this card, because you don't want your recovery to be 0 anymore, except you're screwed. So it's kind of just a weird like stat booster that doesn't really do that much and takes up 1 slot on your team. So I don't know how like good it is, even if it was built to be a staple for Jonathan Joestar. Back to OC content, just wanted to bring your attention to this here. There's a typo, classic Madhead typo in the word redemption. Nice. This is a new arena card, a new arena super skill card, a water elf, active skill city 6, clear fatigue and windswept state of elves, regardless of windswept state, of course. The elves enter a state in hyper state for 2 rounds, explode, weathered, petrified, and frozen to generate protected water runestones. For 2 rounds, ignore black holes, and everything has 200% effect of everything. This is technically the first elf to ever clear fatigue and windswept, but there are plenty of elves that give hyper state, so I don't really know how important this is unless they release some like enemy skill that's like windswept your entire team. I see that happening in the future, unfortunately. So maybe this card will come in handy when that appears. A new evoking coin dragon, where you make this out of the Glaucs from the evoking shop, the evoking coin shop. This is a light demon dragonware. Once again, 1 second movement time. skill CD -2 upon entry, and upon the activation of your active skill, the character attacks with 1.5. Ultra specific Dragonware that is kind of good. And nearly lastly, we have the monthly challenge. I will hopefully actually do videos on this if I'm not too busy. Don't count on it though, because of like how the monthly challenge videos have been going, and by that I mean they have not been going. Bonus content. This isn't actually on the news page. This is a new battle pass card. This is exclusively on the Facebook page in Chinese, so I'll go ahead and translate that for you right here. This is Gretchen, a light Machina card, active skill CD 6, 100 million light direct damage for attacks. When 4 or more groups of runestones are dissolved in the first batch, Machinas and human attack times 2.2 and ignore defense. Otherwise, you get 50% damage reduction. The above skills stay in play until the character launches no attack. So it is a stat booster that is okay. I mean, 2.2 is an okay multiplier. And for Machinas, there are a good amount of attack boosters for Machinas already, but if you don't have any of them, this probably would be a good one. It is worth mentioning that the paid Dragonware this time has -3 CD on entry as a Dragonware effect. Hopefully this isn't the start of paid content power creep. Okay, for my ranking of the seal cards, it kind of goes just downhill from Jojo. If that's his name. Am I even getting this right? Am I infuriating JoJo fans? If yes, fantastic. Leave a comment, gives me more engagement. Yes, this is Jojo. Jojo is fine. I think he's worth the 175 diamonds, although, like, as I said before, I really can't see anything unique in the playstyle. Although he does meet all the basic requirements for just being a good leader. For Jonathan, I think he's fine. His active is like quite good, which is why I put him a little bit above 50 diamonds. But as a leader, he might be finicky to work with. Joseph, is this what? Yeah, Joseph Joestar, the Earth Human. I think he's a little bit worse than 50 diamonds because his as a leader, he seems to work with Skydrop of Water, Fire, and Earth with the 2 dissolve kind of thing. And Skydrop leaders historically just aren't that good. There have been many examples in the past, and like this is just not it. For his active, it's only beneficial for Golden Spirit members as well, so he doesn't bring anything new to the table. Unless the after attack does ignore green-red vortex, in which case, fine. I'll give him that. He ignores green-red vortex. For Speedwagon, he's below 5 diamonds because I feel like this is just an underwhelming kind of thing. Like you're ignoring 1 shield, but you don't have any extra effect. So a little bit below 5 diamonds. Although probably if you do need to ignore equal column shield, you will still bring him on. For Zappelli, the water human, he's fine. Token 5 diamonds. Fixed board is okay, although a little bit weird of the design once again, right? If you overlap the ignoring anti-runestone shield with Joseph Joestar. Calculating the Earth human, he's fine. He just like explodes the fixed boards over and over again. Earth humans do not need another unlocker. You have so many unlockers at this point. Polnareff, actually a little bit above 5 diamonds. A rare card that restores cracked without any conditions. Grab it if you don't have another human card that restores cracked without any conditions. Those are pretty rare. The last one I think was Lloyd Forger from Spike's Family, if I'm not mistaken. And Mohammed Abdul, classic 5 diamonds card, solves 3 cross with some bonus effects, quite good. And Iggy, is okay. Your standard 5 diamonds, like, doesn't really do anything. Explode maybe the full board if you're lucky. If you activate like the active pre-stand and post-stand at the same time, then you explode the full board. But like Jojo doesn't need that, so it's kind of like counterintuitive in the design as well. But 5 diamonds doesn't do much. So yeah, I think this is just how it stands for now. Don't make a joke about stands, please. If like future cards might alter this ranking. If I change this ranking, I will definitely update it in a future video. For a ranking of the free cards, Dio goes in the mid tier. For Dio to be a viable demon leader, probably once again some more villains have to come out, but you also have to not have Napoleon. You also have to not have Sukuna from JJK, or even I think the Origin of Demons are still like useful if you want to like solve a demon achievement. So he has to beat at least Origin of Demons to have a fighting chance. To be a leader, his active skill is okay. I put him in mid tier. It's mainly for the like future potential that I see, maybe. For Arena, is that this card's name? Yeah. The second ever light human stack clear, right? Like it is pretty valuable. I put her in mid tier. I don't know if you can even farm this card because it's technically going to come from a free seal. And Will Azapelli, I mean, if you want to play Jonathan Joestar, you'll probably need to have him, but the skill isn't that good even for a staple card, so I don't know. And lastly, Hei Feng Guai, the arena card is okay at 1. I mean, I don't foresee it being like that useful, especially because of the skill that doesn't really do anything. Protected is fine, but it's ultra specific, so just get 1. That will be it for this week's news review. Leave a like if you liked it, comment below if you have anything to say to me, and subscribe if you liked in general. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!